This is the fourth battle between AK and Blood Leopard. In this battle, AK is commanding Athens, Blood Leopard is commanding Getae, and the score is 2-1 in favor of AK. So he just needs to win this battle to advance, whereas Blood Leopard needs to win 2 battles to advance to the finals. So Athens being brought here very late in the tournament, interesting. We have mercenary Cretans, archers, slingers, archers, mercenary Cretans, so a lot of skirmish power. Then we have 2 Hippias, some mercenary Thracian warriors. They are mandatory, I think, for Athens under these rules. 3 mercenary Thracians. Then we have thorax swords on the flanks, and Thureos hoplites is a very, very strange choice over the thorax hoplites. They are worse in every single way. Then we have Tarentines, let's see, 4 Tarentine cavalry, and that's it for Athens. I think I mentioned the 2 thorax swords, so very skirmish heavy, very heavy on the skirmish cav. Then we have 2 bow here for Getae, noble swords, of course, 4 noble swords, 4 mercenary axe warriors. Then we have dash and bows, we have 4 spear horse and 2 more bow horse. So comfortable skirmishing advantage on foot for Athens, but very comfortable infantry advantage for the Getae. But then again, it doesn't take much more than 1 charge from Hippias to render a mercenary axe warrior very depleted, and it will lose against the Thureos hoplites if that happens. And Tarentines can take a lot of fire from these bohors. They can even do reasonably well in melee against them because of their armor values. But they are relatively slow, so a bow horse using heavy shot could do a lot of damage to them. The bow horse actually took some fire here, being a bit careless. They need to keep their distance. They really cannot take any fire. But what the Tarentines do is that they are good at protecting the flanks, actually, from other horse skirmishers that don't have long range. So the bow horse can't get free rein of the flanks. Now they can't go out directly and oppose the bow horse very easily, but they can. If the bow horse are careless, an attack order from the Tarentines running in, throwing a few volleys, can destroy the bow horse. And the bow horse are focused on the Tarentines, it seems. The Getae general being kept out on the flanks, where he will usually be safer from skirmishers, but it seems like AK is using his Cretans here both to screen the bow horse and to be available for firing at the Getae general. So the Tarentines move out, and now they sort of have to commit, because if they turn and take fire into their backs, they're going to take a lot of damage. But even with their shields, they took a lot of damage from these bow horse. The bow horse could turn around now and go for some rear shots, but these mercenary Cretans are being kept in support. Getae really cannot stand here and take the fire from Athens, because Athens is just vastly superior in terms of skirmishing power, and mercenary axe warriors, although they have a bit of armor, they really don't like getting fired upon by a bunch of archers. Now the Hippias Lancer General, prime target for the dash and bows, and Blood Leopard being very aggressive in pushing up, which makes sense since he is at a skirmish disadvantage. Also a prime target, the mercenary Thracians, but they haven't taken any fire yet, and this is quite significant what happened here, because I'll just pause it, because what happened was that the the mercenary axe warriors had attack orders on the Thoreos hoplites. They get intercepted by the mercenary Thracians, so the mercenary Thracians do not take any precursor damage. And here the spear horse charge in together with the thorax. So this is not starting well for the Getae. And the mercenary axe warriors taking a lot of damage here from the skirmishers. On the flanks, we have the noble swords together with the spear horse attacking the thorax swords. They don't really need to be here, the spear horse. They are more than capable of dealing with this on their own. Here we have the Hippeus lancers chasing away the bow horse for some reason. And the axe warriors, they are not frontline infantry, and they lost really quickly. This is not looking good for Getae at all. Mercenary axe warriors winning here against thorax swords, but the central engagement wasn't a good one. The spear horse doing a lot of damage here to the mercenary Thracians, but the mercenary Thracians are going to chop through the horses really quickly, even when they pull out fairly rapidly here. And so the spear horse has been thrown away. It's been kept in the fight, completely unnecessary. Here's what I'm talking about with the Tarentines being able to charge into the bow horse and do reasonably well there, so they have been able to neutralize them. The bow horse would have been so nice to have against these mercenary Thracians. The Getae main assault in the center has broken down. Spear horse going for the archers here, but there are so many spears around, so they're going to have an easy time. Noble swords in a bit of a weird formation here, getting flanked by thorax swords. The Hippeus lancers charging into the spear horse. Dash and bows, guess they're trying to fire here. The mercenary Thracian warriors mopping up everything, but the dash and bows should be able to do a lot of damage to them, but they don't seem to be pulling back. And now they're pulling back. So the Athenian skirmishers safe in the center. Noble swords destroying the thorax swords, of course, but they're taking fire from the mercenary Cretans here, and the Tarentines being very useful in just chasing away these bow horse. So the bow horse have been almost completely neutralized in this game. And the Athenian general, let's see where the Athenian general is. Yeah, he's in the center here now, charging stuff. He's pretty safe at this point in the battle. There isn't much able to contend with him. The noble swords and the thorax swords fighting in a strange way here. The thorax swords getting another charge in. Tarentines chasing after the dash and bows, probably going to get them here. And being medium, the impact damage is definitely there for the Tarentines. Oh yeah, they're going to go down. Now the noble swords are in the forest, but there's a problem. There's cavalry left, there are skirmishers left. The depleted mercenary Thracian warriors are probably going to kill some noble swords here, but that's all they're going to do. Still, they have been very useful in this battle for Athens, and they usually are. They provide shock infantry that Athens really needs. The spear horse couldn't quite get the mercenary Cretans here because they were too depleted. The bow horse getting neutralized here by the Tarentines. So bow horse trying to charge in here and stop the archers from firing, try to break some slingers. So the noble swords, there are quite a few noble swords left on the field, but once again, cavalry left for Athens, skirmishers left for Athens. So now that the mercenary Cretans are able to use heavy shot up close, they're going to be killing a lot of noble swords. The bow horse getting some kills here, getting some slingers off the field, but the mercenary Cretans are what Blood Leopard should be worried about, because these mercenary Cretans, heavy shot, they're going to get a lot of kills late game. Athenian general doing fine, very tired, but doing fine. The Getae general, noble sword general, taking quite some damage. Hippeus lancers taking out the dash and bows. And all of the... Now there are only noble swords left on the field here. Basically only noble swords left on the field. And this is a very frustrating situation for Getae, because Athens only has cavalry and skirmishers left, whereas Getae has this unit of dash and bows about to die, and the noble swords as well. So the noble swords are either tired or exhausted. They're going to be very slow. They can never hope to catch the mercenary Cretans, and now it's just a matter of AK being patient, firing from good angles, and there's just nothing that Blood Leopard can do at this point.
Reload with haste.
Quick reload, heavy shot. Even though these guys are in the forest, they're going to be taking casualties. In no small part because quite a few of these men will have taken hit point damage from before, so it doesn't take many arrows to kill them.
Yes, Commander.
That first engagement for Getae was pretty disastrous, using mercenary axe warriors as first line infantry and leaving cavalry, attacking thorax swords frontally with cavalry, and then losing the cavalry unit when the noble swords would have destroyed the thorax swords anyway. So, like I've said in previous battles, there is a time and a place for the frontal cav charge, but it's not a strategy that you must use at all times. Sometimes it's just enough to send in your infantry against the enemy infantry if your infantry is superior. In that case, and in this case, Blood Leopard would have needed to save his cavalry for the late game, save the cavalry for these skirmishers, because these skirmishers, they are what's going to kill him now. Completely surrounded in the forest, can't do anything. Let's see, taking fire from nothing's fire. Yeah, the archers are firing, and these archers are firing. So using the archers first, saving the ammo on the Cretans, because they do have ammunition left. The Tarentines also seem to have some ammo left, so that could be useful. Getting up really close here with the mercenary Cretans. Not using heavy shot though. Still going to cause casualties here with the firing into the back. Going in very close. Perhaps trying to pull out the noble swords. But they actually took quite a bit of damage here from the noble swords precursors. Still, that might have been... I don't know if that was intentional or not. Maybe they figured the noble swords didn't have any ammunition left, because it would probably have been better to bait precursors with standard archer units. But at this point, AK has it. There's nothing Blood Leopard can do here. Just stand and take it. Now the slingers are pulling out precursors, and that's good use of the slingers. Pulling out precursors, pulling the noble swords out of formation. And here come the Cretans. These guys have heavy shot on, but they also have their swords out. So at least some of these units, and the archers have their swords out. These Cretans don't have their swords out, so this is definitely just trying to pull out the... trying to pull out the precursors from the Getae units. And if Blood Leopard sees this, there is really nothing stopping him from just forming a defensive formation. So I'm sure the Tarentines have some ammunition left, at least. But even in the forest, these remaining Hippeos could be very dangerous. Let's see if they go in. Yep, they're going in. The noble swords are on the move. And just devastation on the charge here. So much damage done to that late game unit. Headhunt being used at a very appropriate time. The mercenary Cretans get charged, they're going to get destroyed here. And Athens doesn't have much left in the form of killing power. Looks like the Tarentines are also out of ammunition. So it's going to be down to the Hippeus Lancers to break these units. Killing the Noble Sword General would be supremely useful. Not a single skirmish unit is... Oh, the slingers are firing actually. This is a lot closer than I thought it would be, because the Athenian skirmishers had been firing for a long time. Here come the Tarentines. But of course, this is what's killing the Hippeus Lancers. Look at their kills going. Wow, that's insane how quickly they're killing these depleted units. And rear charging, losing the general, losing decisively on the charge, could be enough to... Yeah, that's it. The general is going. The Getae general is going. He isn't dead though, so it would be a good idea for AK to try to kill the Noble Sword General. Because he's going to be walking off the battlefield here, and it's going to take a few minutes. So the penalty for the general being dead isn't going to hit until the general is actually gone. These two units, exhausted. One rear charge and this unit breaks. But the Getae general is still somewhere around here. So the Hippeus faking a charge, very smart, faking the charge, getting the Getae units out of their defensive formation, so that the Tarentines could come in, and now they're going in when these units turn around. This is a very good late game micro here from AK. The Tarentines, double experience. They're not killing as quickly now, but they're getting very important kills. The Getae general should be somewhere around here, because he isn't actually dead yet, although his unit shattered. At this point, taking Athens is a bit of a risk for AK, but if he can win with Athens, then it's a huge advantage for him if he advances to the finals. And he can afford a loss here. He can afford a loss versus Blood Leopard, since he's up 2-1. But I don't think that's the way it's going to go, because Cavalry versus infantry late game. These Hippeus have done so much work. The Tarentines have also been used really well.
Never surrender.
Keeping the units in the fight for a bit longer with rally. The Hippeus Lancers keep killing.
Understood.
Triple experience for them.
As you command. By your command.
And now army losses starting to break the noble swords. One more charge and they're going to be off the field. And there we have it. So Athens taking on the Getae and winning, and the noble swords, just even though the rest of the support wasn't really used effectively, the noble swords killed so much. And this highlights what Athens has problems dealing with. Look at the kills on the Thureos Hoplites here. Atrocious. Some of the kills on the mercenary Thracians, very nice, but again, it's the cavalry of AK that wins him the day. A lot of kills on Epeius, a lot of kills, very nice kills on the Chantarns. Compare that to the kills on the bow horse and the spear horse. It's not, this Getae army isn't a bad one necessarily, but once you start using axe warriors as frontline infantry, and there are units like these mercenary Thracian warriors, you're going to have a problem. So in this particular battle, I think using the cavalry against the wrong units for Getae and allowing the skirmishers of Athens to be alive for the late game. But it's still, this wasn't a bad Athenian army at all. It's just that this Getae army wasn't used to its potential by Blood Leopard. So AK is going to advance to the finals of the tournament, and the finals of the tournament are going to be cast live. I'm not quite sure whether they're going to be cast live on Saturday or Sunday this week, probably around 2021 GMT. So if you want to catch the tournament live, I'm going to be doing that on my channel, and if you want to watch it after the fact, then of course the video is going to be available for watching. So this is the end of the massive Use It Lose It tournament. The last few games between Heracles and AK. I think they're going to be good ones. It's a bit sad that the tournament is drawing to a close. It's always... I really like these tournaments, watching the games unfold, watching the players adapt, trying different things. And this has been a really, really good tournament. I'm just a bit unfortunate that I had to pull out, because I think I was supposed to play AK. I don't remember. I think I was supposed to play against AK, and those would have been some good games. And of course, meeting Heracles in the finals would have been nothing short of epic. But then I wouldn't be able to live commentate the finals, so there's that. So anyway, good game, guys. Congratulations to AK. Blood Leopard is now going to be in the bronze finals, I believe, if there indeed are going to be played bronze finals. I'm not sure. There aren't always bronze finals, and I don't remember whether this tournament is going to have bronze finals or not, but we'll see. I hope so. So tune in Saturday or Sunday, and strength and honor.